clean up in aisle 5. You're gonna need tear gas, pepper spray, and assault gear just to listen to this show.
Sasquatch, the moon landing, UFOs, 9/11, flat earth, JFK. All of these things have one thing in common: unanswered questions. So let's get to the bottom of that.
Now here's something completely random.
Animals in action, animals in action.
Random.
We using that in the intro?
Thank you and good night.
Dice Man Enterprises exclusively presents a talk show that will get to the bottom of things once and for all. And now here's your host for Let's Get to the Bottom of That, a bunch of weirdos on a mic. Somebody talk to me.
Talk to me, Goose.
Talk to me, Goose. It's time for another episode. I'm glad you clicked the play button on Spotify and you heard our voices.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, comment, share, do all the things.
We've been getting a lot of hate on the comments lately.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
there
good.
was,
Keep it coming.
there
Hey,
was-
you know what? We don't mind
there
you
was
calling
some
us
hatred coming in.
trash.
Yeah.
What do you call a werewolf YouTuber?
Logan Paul.
Werewolf.
A like and subscribe.
Hello, my conspiracy nuts. You know who you are. You're listening to the best show on the internet. Let's get to the bottom of that. I'm joined in studio by Curtis, Jason, and Joey.
What's up?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I waved with two hands.
That's good. It's spirit hands. Of course. Oh,
Elon
my heart
Musk.
goes to you.
Come on, Elon.
My heart goes to you.
What did you do, my guy?
What happened?
Oh, Joey,
Oh,
where
he-
have you been, my
Dude,
guy?
I don't follow the
Inauguration day, Elon was like, "My heart goes out to you," and he did this, and he kind of threw his heart out, but it looked like Heil Hitler.
No, and then
Oh,
wait.
And then he turned around and did it
again.
to the podium.
He did it twice.
He's
I
Stop
say,
doing
we
it.
I say we should all do it.
Oh.
It was a
My
hard.
heart goes out to you.
Yeah, I mean, of all the things he could have done, it wasn't that.
But have you seen the?
Yeah.
Have you seen all the Democrats that they've shown pictures of everybody doing that? Have
Oh.
you seen that montage?
No,
That's
I
all
mean,
AI.
everybody does. Everybody throws their hand up.
I don't.
like
throw,
that.
I can't say.
Especially
that I have.
worship.
I'll show you.
But if you
I'll send you the video.
If you go back to old footage of Hitler doing the salute, it's like this.
It's just back. He looks like kind of a faggot.
Yeah.
Byron, you can't say that. We've talked about that on the air.
No, you
can't
said
use-
you said I can't say retard.
no, but before on our earliest
Wait a minute.
episodes, you said fag.
Okay,
And
so
then because we said slap jaw.
slack jawed faggot.
Yeah. And then
He just keeps saying
Well, I'm
it.
just saying. I'm just saying.
I know.
Okay.
It's okay.
Wait a minute. So retarded's out, faggots out. I can't say that.
No, you
No.
can't do that.
You know, there's certain words that
Skip it
that
to
white
Ohio.
people aren't supposed to say, like the N word. You're not supposed to say that. I'm not going to say
Definitely.
that.
Yeah, please don't.
There's certain things that black people can't say, like ask.
Oh.
We're wading into some territory here.
Golly.
What?
Man.
okay.
Hey,
Hey, shout out to Curtis. He's got a new hat on every episode.
New hat. This one comes from Justin Schroeder with Just in Time Home Inspections.
Oh, I like that name.
Just in time.
If you are needing a home inspection, you know, an 11th
His
month
name's
inspection.
Justin.
Yeah, his name's
What a
Justin.
play on words. I love the name of that company.
He's an awesome dude.
Just in time.
Yeah.
I always say just in case, and somebody will go, "Who's that?" That's my cousin.
Yes, yeah.
Just in case.
But this is just
This
in
is
time.
just in time.
So
Is
inspection.
his last name Time?
No.
What's his name?
Justin Schroeder.
Schroeder. You just said that.
Yeah.
Like Al Schroeder?
did
Sure.
they invent the valve?
Schroeder valve?
Yeah.
That's Schrader valve. You're talking about
Are we
on a
going?
bicycle?
Are we going geek plumber?
It's a play on words.
Yeah.
Wait, Schroeder was in Peanuts too. Didn't he play the piano?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There's Joey again. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, Anyway.
That was a great show.
Dude, by
was
the way,
it really?
By the way,
Was it really?
Kayla, my wife, thinks it's so funny that Byron will randomly add like I think it was the Titanic. You like randomly added in freaking like a Tony Stark. You're like, yeah, so Tony Stark was he's in the cave creating stuff, and then we all just like keep.
Y'all still going? Yeah. That's like Jason did earlier on the King James. He just mentioned something about
Does mother know where the drapes?
Yeah, that was okay.
She's like,
and Joey looked at me with a blank stare, like
He was like, "Where's the drapes?"
I flat out did not get that, bro. But she was like, your guys' show is like flat out like molded for people with ADHD, like severe ADHD. Because it was like we're talking, then someone went
severe ADHD,
and then someone went pickles in the background. And I was like,
it had to have been you.
Yeah, probably undiagnosed.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm here.
Hey,
man.
today
Anyway.
we're talking about the Mothman prophecies. Unless we got other things to declare. Does anybody got anything to declare?
I declare
Bankruptcy.
Wow, that's never going to get old.
It sure doesn't.
Where's that from, though?
the office.
Office.
Okay, gosh.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't just
I gotta go
declare
binge it.
bankruptcy.
I
like, I just did.
Let's see. We got anything else to talk about before?
No, but this is a random thought.
Okay, here we go.
Random thought. Have you watched the? It's an old cartoon. I don't know the name, but the antagonist was this crow. No, what is it? A crow or a cat?
Oh yeah,
Santa Claus.
Sam. No, not who you're talking about.
Felix the cat?
No, Sam. I declare, he talks
Yeah.
like he's from Georgia.
Yeah, no, but
His name was Sam.
No, that's
He-
not,
he was a
no,
rooster.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about the dinosaur with
No,
two left
listen to
feet.
me. No, it's a movie, and the chicken was.
Chanticleer.
Yes. What's the movie? It's
Bedrooms? No.
No, the rooster was imitating
Late night
They
TV.
were basically playing off of Elvis.
Elvis. Yes, thank you.
His name was Chanticleer, and he was a
Hey,
singer.
if any of our listeners,
Oh, gosh, I
put
gotta
that
look
in
that
the
up now.
write that in that
Chanticleer.
name. No, we want the listeners.
Okay.
To,
Let me ask you,
All right.
where were you going with this?
just a
I
random thought.
declare.
Okay.
Just random
That's
thought.
probably-
Yeah, that's why I declare. That's why.
I say. Anyway,
That sounds like Foghorn Leghorn.
it is.
Okay.
That's one of them.
Okay.
Now, he's a rooster, right?
I'll say.
I
I'll resemble
say.
that, Mom.
I reserve.
Yeah, you wanted for Moida.
Let's see.
John
I got
Coffey?
a couple of notes here on. Here's the overview for the Mothman Prophecies, which is what we're talking about today. This is a weird story that happened in Virginia.
Richard Gere,
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that just to get the.
Is it
the
Greer
non-
or Gear?
I thought it was Richard Gere.
Did I say Greer? I think I said Gear.
Did you
I
say?
said it was queer.
I think it's
Somebody
Greer.
rewind it.
It's Greer.
Oh, we can say queer.
no.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was.
It's strange.
It's Greer.
What's weird is the LGBTQ.
Plus.
Right. What's the
Minus.
other ones? Like you can't say any of those.
Doesn't matter. Make it up. Choose one.
Flaggogaster.
Xylophone.
Yeah, that's one.
Can't say it.
Xylophone's one.
The Mothman is a legendary cryptid first reported in Point Pleasant. Look that up, Jamie. West Virginia, 1966. Now, we have witnesses on the ground that confirm this sighting, okay? So don't think this is a Sirens or a Holy Grail episode
What do you look like?
or Yeti. Looked like a moth. Well, it looked like a creature.
Okay.
As human-like figure with massive wings, red glowing eyes, and the ability to fly at incredible speeds.
Bro, that sounds awesome.
Now, did you watch The Mothman?
Yeah.
Maybe you can touch on that because I was going to watch the movie. How much is it based on the actual eyewitness accounts that you could tell by watching?
It's been a long time.
Oh,
Since
you
I've
didn't?
seen
I
the
thought
movie.
you saw
I
it
didn't-
was
not
last
just-
week.
No, not
I
just
pulled it up
recently.
on Tubi. You can watch
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff on Tubi,
There-
Is it free?
It was kind of
Yes.
like
and they got a lot of conspiracy stuff on Tubi.
it was called the Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah, that was
And
Richard.
then there was this thing that they kept hearing, and it ended up dealing with the bridge collapse. And I just remember at one point he's driving the car, and then it flashes right in front of him, and then he wrecks the
And
car.
that's why.
Yeah,
So the premise of that is Mothman killed me because he got in front of my car.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, these sightings often coincided with a sense of dread, leading to its associating with impending disasters. Most notably, the most famous one is the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1967.
And the collapse of the Soviet Union.
And that's
Yes.
at Point Pleasant.
Point
What did I
Pleasant.
say? Oh, Silver Bridge is in Point Pleasant.
So I was looking up the
Pretty sure.
maps of this area, and so it's like West Virginia. Point Pleasant is in West Virginia, but then
Almost
I forget
home,
the
West
town
Virginia.
that's in Ohio, right across the river. But I was like looking, and I'm like, okay, if this bridge collapses, they have to drive miles and miles to the next river
Oh,
crossing.
wow, it's that big.
There's some like, I think there's some ferry that will get you across the river too.
Wait, there's a Mothman
like
and
that
a
one.
ferry?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mothman and a ferry, and
Have they since rebuilt this bridge? Sorry to interrupt.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on the map still.
Okay.
So anyway, I just thought it was crazy. That was a point I wanted to make. Was that like, wow, this was a huge deal because these two towns were connected by this bridge, and you would have to go miles out of the way to another town. And I actually had it on my notes, but then my notes didn't save. So
Oh, man. Well, maybe I can help you out with that later.
yeah,
Maybe put it on a Word doc, copy and paste it into it.
yeah.
That way you got it saved.
Instead of
Anyway,
doing it
we just lost 5 listeners. On November 12th, 1966, 5 men were digging near a cave. There's always a cave. Or no, I'm sorry, a grave.
Oh,
You see,
close.
they were digging a grave near Clendon, West Virginia. They claimed to see a man-like figure with wings fly overhead. Just 3 days later, 2 couples driving near an old munitions factory, the TNT area.
I'm TNT Dynamite.
We might bring the karaoke back.
Yeah.
That was in Point Pleasant. They also encountered the similar creature.
That was just improv right there. I mean, guys.
I mean, that was good.
perfect.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think
beautiful.
everybody
I
jumped
knew
on that.
exactly where you're going.
Um,
Joey didn't.
Local
I'm not even
newspaper
listening.
dubbed the creature Mothman. So that's where they got the name. The local media called it Mothman. Inspired by Batman's popularity at the time.
Are you serious? That's why?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The name stuck and then the legend spread.
Mothman, Batman.
Let's see. The Silver Bridge collapse, December 15th, 1967. Like Curtis mentioned, it connected Point Pleasant to Ohio. It collapsed during rush hour, killing 46 people.
Ohio?
Yeah.
Skibidi toilet.
Oh my gosh.
Skibbity gidgy. Many in the area associated the disaster with Mothman, claiming sightings had ceased after the tragedy, leading to the belief that the creature was a harbinger. Harbinger? Help me, Rachel,
Harbinger.
of doom.
Harbinger.
There was a journalist and a paranormal investigator. His name was John Keel. He popularized the story in his book in 1975 called The Mothman Prophecies,
Oh, yeah.
which I think I'm going to name this show.
seen that
I'm going to
movie.
call The Mothman Prophecies, which is connected to sightings of UFOs, government cover-ups, and other supernatural phenomenon.
Dude.
The book was later adapted into a 2002 movie starring Richard Gere.
Year.
Mothman Prophecies.
Not, what did you say?
Geyer.
Greer.
Greer, Richard Greer.
So
I think he owns the grocery store, Greer's.
So
Yeah. Yep.
something that throws me
Oh, yeah.
is that anytime there's something weird going on, people are like, "It's UFOs, government cover-ups, and all of it," and you're like,
Yeah, sure.
"Why? You know, why can't it just be like the one thing? You know,
Yeah, why can't it just
Why
be
is
a
it
Mothman?
government cover-ups? Like, yeah, just be on a Mothman.
That is true. That's a good point.
Because
Yeah.
why Mothman?
Why not a Mothman?
Who Mothman?
Who?
Where?
I'll do you one better.
I mean, why?
where Mothman?
Why Mothman?
I know what you're doing. I know where that's from. They don't get it.
You know?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, all of your guys' little movie quotes today, none of them are sticking.
Okay, wait a minute.
Normally I'm
Really?
driving.
You don't watch TV, right?
Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
You don't watch anything?
I'll do you
Yeah.
one better. Why Gamora?
Yeah.
That was actually Infinity.
I've seen that
Anymore.
before.
Okay, so wow.
But that was the Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guardians.
I guess I'm just focused today. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're in there, dude.
I'm in it. I'm
You're
all
locked in.
It's a win it.
I'm researching right now as we do it.
Are we talking? What do you research?
I'm just
Let's
stuff.
go over some theories.
What's the research? It's
Let's
a
go
moth
over-
and it's a man.
He's watching
Yeah.
porn.
I look up like,
You look
what?
up Stormy.
You hear a muffled.
I can't find it on.
Look it up, Stormy
on
Daniels.
Pornhub.
I'm like, Mothman flies into place.
Oh, that's terrible. Party foul.
Boo.
Nothing came up.
Oh.
It's still going.
You guys thought that was way grosser than I thought about it in my head. Now I'm kind of regretting saying it because
Yeah, the internet's gonna rip you a new one.
Yeah.
probably. Oh well, no one listens to our show anyway.
He's going to rip him a new one.
I mean, no. Oh,
I think we need to go back and pray again.
This
and
is
reel
probably-
this-
Very good.
Yeah, like our last episode, it was all good. King James.
Well, we had to
were
reel it
prayed
in.
up.
No,
we were
Joey-
prayed up.
Yeah.
We had to reel it in because the beginning of the last show was like that too. We were
Joey
like,
had to reel it back in.
We were- yeah, I had to reel myself in.
Yeah. He had to reel himself in.
Oh my gosh, bro. Lord help me. I just got off working like 2 60-hour weeks though, so please give
Yeah,
me
you just got
grace.
off call
Yeah,
Thursday.
Please
That's a
give
lot,
me some
man.
grace, bro.
Jeez.
My mind's like pickles, Franks and beans.
It was you that said.
Wait a minute. Did y'all find pickles in the plumbing?
Sometimes.
Dude, I bet these
Undisclosed.
so much cocaine in the plumbing.
You did
Yeah.
find some cocaine at your work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, weall find
Where
heroin.
was it?
What was it?
name
Was it in the bathroom?
Where was
Oh,
it?
the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Was
Toilet.
Hunter there?
Toilet.
Mm.
Reached in there.
Hunter
grabbed it.
Biden?
Yeah, that area over there where you work, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's a tough area.
It is
bro.
tough.
I find all kinds of stuff, dude. That Taco Bell up the road, I had to pull the toilet
The
one time,
Taco
and I think
Right
there
there by
was
the
like
Home Depot.
I think there was like freaking 9 syringes in there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
I did one at an old Chicago pizza where some guy was getting lit before work and he was flushing these airliners of like Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey with the honey or whatever,
Yeah.
and it clogged the toilet. I had to replace the toilet because I couldn't get him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let me tell you a quick side story.
Okay.
Speaking of, because it's rough down over there.
Yeah, it's Mothman.
I was on break. I was just eating my lunch in the car, and I heard this commotion, and I'm just, what's going on? I'm like, I immediately know I need to sit up and like be alert because anything can go down.
You might need to pop a cap and some food.
No, because there literally was an altercation, and the dude was brandishing his gun and about to pop, 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 pop people.
What?
And so I had to go over there and be like, all right, I gotta figure something out.
Really?
I didn't do anything.
Did you tackle him?
No. I just watched just in case it did.
Mm.
I just looked.
You're
You
like,
were the
dang, he
first line
shot
of
that guy.
defense, bro.
Dude, no, I was waiting for him to go, and then I was gonna run so I can record it on my phone and put it up on the
You
TikTok.
on,
So I can get a whole
on
bunch
that
of
what
views.
is that 9gag website?
Anyway, side note, Mothman.
Yeah, that's the side.
I was at the
There was a
KC
moth.
shooting.
There was a
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
no. There was a moth in the toilet.
Hey, you were, dude. Let's talk about that on the air.
On the air.
Yeah, how are you feeling about that?
I was about 100 yards away from.
Wait a minute.
At the Chiefs parade.
Oh, you okay?
I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there too, but I was in a hotel room.
Everybody started running, and we're like, "What the heck? Why is everybody running? Just chill." And then all of a sudden, we see coming down Grand all these line of cop cars, long line, and they're getting out with assault rifles and stuff. I'm like, "What the heck is it?" Oh, they're just showing off. And then we hear people, "No, somebody's shooting," and then it.
What did they blame it on? Weather balloon or?
No.
Drones.
No, there was an altercation. Some guy fired back in self-defense, but killed like 3 people.
Yeah,
and-
so
Yeah.
one of the victims, one of my friends at work, that's their relative.
yeah.
Oh,
that was
really?
shot.
It was self-defense
wow.
though.
One of the guys, these, I don't know, gangsters, whatever. These young kids were shooting at this guy, and he pulls out, fires and misses. But it's in a crowd of people. You can't fire in a crowd of people without hitting somebody, unless you're dead.
It was just a couple of punk
On.
kids trying to act like they are gangsters, and then when
And they
the
weren't.
real gangster pulled out a gun,
Yeah, and then killed 3 people
and they killed 2 people.
on accident.
Did they get taken out?
No,
No, they got arrested.
Oh, okay.
I think,
so
I
okay.
think one guy died, didn't he?
I don't know, but the trial's still going.
Yeah,
So there was some kids brought out a gun and some other guy pulled out a gun.
they were shooting at him. He pulls out, starts
It was
shooting back,
It's basically the Wild West.
and then, but it was like they were like.
Were they both
what was
gang
that,
related or
500,000
no?
people there, or something like that.
Was
huh?
the guy they were shooting at gang related? Why
No,
were they
it-
shooting?
Yeah.
there wasn't. I mean, they weren't gang. They're quote unquote trying to be gangsters, but they're not. They're just punk kids that
Yeah.
carry because they think it's cool.
They had no affiliation with the local Kansas gang.
Okay.
Well, the crazy thing was I was actually carrying that day because I thought I was like, well, we're downtown. There's something going on.
Something's
but-
going to happen.
So-
Yeah, I
and,
don't-
and I was like, there was no way I was going to pull and fire in a crowd. And on top of that, I had my son and my son's friend with me. And it was just like, once we heard what was going on, we're like, all right, we're getting the heck out of here. Then later we were walking away and these people were running down the street. They get in the car. He's like, yeah, I'll call you later. I got to get her out of here right now. And it was like, I was like, I'm wondering if those are some of the perpetrators because they were talking like they were trying to get away from the police.
Mm-hmm.
But there just wasn't enough for me to go on. So I just kept walking back to the car. So
Imagine if in like that crowd was close to 1 million people. Imagine if there was somebody that turned into a zombie and then just outbreak right there. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Think
sick,
about that
dude.
the whole time I was there, dude.
Yeah.
Like some guy's got a little sniffle, then all of a sudden it just
Yeah.
grows into some. He's eating. Yeah, I would not be. You cannot. I would not be caught dead in a. As cool as that parade is,
But we would have seen the Mothman right there.
never.
Boom,
Ever,
just
ever.
brought
I mean,
it
just
back.
swooping down.
Just swooping down, red eyes.
I think he's an anti-hero,
feeling of dread.
He might be.
like Venom.
Yeah, maybe he's. Maybe it's Batman, dude.
Okay, so
Mothman.
Haunted-
I was just going to go over some theories, unless you want to pop in.
yeah, Haunted Cosmos did this thing about the fairy world, you know, like the unseen realm kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was saying that maybe, and I've mentioned this before, maybe God had created, well, and even that Michael Heiser book, The Unseen Realm, talks about how like the dominions and powers and things like that. Like, it's pretty. It's an interesting theory to think that God set up like a hierarchy. Like, okay, you're ruling over this
Yeah, like
area.
levels,
And
yeah.
levels, right?
That's kind of cool.
And so maybe in that area, the Mothman is somebody who brings people across, you know, and
kind of like the fairy guy,
yeah,
bringing them to the underworld.
yeah, the river Styx, that
Yeah.
kind of thing, yeah. It brings them across, and maybe that's why he, you know, these huge, you know,
Dude, I
Advanced.
absolutely subscribe to the whole idea of multi-realities and multi-universes.
Like the multiverse.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
If-
Okay.
if
Like
you
Earth 111.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Really?
absolutely.
Hmm.
Huh? It's crazy.
I don't believe this
Do you have
is
any proof?
the first.
Yeah. Give me evidence. Give me evidence right now, bro.
The first iteration.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is.
So you think Earth number 666 is just having a good old time right now?
I think that's what our Earth is.
Oh, yeah, this
Ooh.
one.
Ooh, the number of man. Over there, buddy.
Oh yeah, the number of man. Let's talk about some theories.
Sorry,
A couple
go
of
ahead.
theories that is going on out there. First, let's talk about. We got a couple of comments that just came in. Cardinals fan life on the Tesla episode said Tesla's nephew or great nephew took legal action and got back his documents that the U.S. had taken. Of course, less boxes were returned and compared to what was taken. And then we had Sue Tabor Schmidt on the Real Story of January.
Is she
6th.
related to John Jacob?
She's probably related to John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
yeah.
You know, that's my name too.
Yeah.
I can't. Okay. She said, "Are you kidding?" And this was in response to Ashley Babbitt getting shot.
Yeah.
She said, "Are you kidding? Trespassing, traitor. She was a veteran patriot, not Antifa, brainwashed pawn." So there you have it.
Who's the brainwashed pawn?
I don't know if she's saying we're the brainwashed pawn or trespassing. I don't know.
I
that's
I
that's
actually
a good-
talked to somebody who was there.
Oh, we did a show that
Yeah,
he
I
was
know.
on the show with us. That was
Yeah.
there.
Who did you talk to?
This guy worked somewhere. I'm not going to disclose it, but he was talking about how he went down there for the J6 thing, and he was like, "Don't tell anybody I was there," because and I was like, "Why is it a big
They
deal?"
know you were there, bro.
But they actually moved the barricades, let him in, and then some guy was acting crazy on like one of the pillars of the state building. He's like, everybody's like, "Get down, dude! You're gonna get us all in trouble." And then they closed the thing behind all the people that they let in.
Right.
And then there was these police came out of the state building, and then there was this scrum between these police behind the barricade, and they were all shoving all these people into the barricade like they were rushing the place. But before that, like they were like, hey, saying hey to all the police officers. It was just like so peaceful. And then, but
Mostly peaceful protest.
yeah. So anyway,
There's good people on both sides.
and the Mothman was there, and he flew down.
Here's some theories. A cryptoid or unknown species. Some cryptozoologists theorize that the Mothman is an undiscovered species, possibly related to large birds
Okay.
Don't get me started.
like
Do not.
like sandhill cranes or owls.
You guys thought I was an idiot, and that whole podcast, you guys were making fun of me. And birds aren't real. China just proved that.
Yeah.
Changed my mind.
China.
Wait, what?
What?
Some birds are real. I've seen
No,
them.
they have,
Bro, did you see
they
the
actually
the
literally
Chinese
have
drones?
that look like birds.
Oh.
Yes.
They
And
just
they have,
displayed
like,
them.
And they have ammunition.
Do they really?
Yes.
Yes.
Cameras, surveillance, all of that.
Pack
They
the
look.
C4?
They fly
Probably.
and look like birds. They caught it. It landed, and they go, no, this is a drone.
Yeah.
They did a whole expo on it.
Really?
What? in the
Yeah.
heck?
Who's laughing now, Joey?
That sounds like AI generation to me.
No.
I don't believe it.
Number 2, it's an alien entity. The creature's association with UFO sightings and strange lights in the area lead to believe that this could be extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
So there's one thing. Also, here's Jason's probably one right here. It's an interdimensional being. Other propose the Mothman is from another dimension.
Yeah, just like
briefly crossing into ours to warn of catastrophic events.
I'll go with that one.
I like that one.
Do you have the testimonies? Like what the people said they saw?
I've got some eyewitness accounts, but
Okay,
if you got that, I can throw it to you.
No, I mean, it's fine. I just was trying to, because,
I'm just trying to do something on the show.
building the case. I'm building the case here.
Joey likes to be on a conspiracy podcast, but he doesn't like the theories.
Yeah, they're just they're stupid.
Also, it's a psychological phenomenon. Skeptics suggest there's mass hysteria, shared delusions, or misidentification of mundane objects like large birds
Ergot poisoning.
or reflections could explain some of the sightings.
Or
So
they're
people are
high
just
on
like looking at
DMT.
it. Yeah, DMT.
Yeah.
They're seeing the red guy with the arm, and then all of a sudden there's a big bird.
Everybody just did LSD.
Number 5, it's an omen or a harbinger.
Harbinger.
Is that say that
Harbinger.
right?
Dang it.
Rachel.
Words.
The most enduring theory is that the Mothman is a supernatural entity appearing to warn humans of disaster. Similarly, legends like the Black Bird of Chernobyl
And we all know what
reinforce
happened there.
this idea.
Wow.
So there is some theories. If you want to go over some
it gotta be a
eyewitness
blackbird?
accounts, why's it got to be a blackbird? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Blackbird in the dead of night.
Did you? Let me throw it to Joey. Did you want to go over some eyewitness accounts? Is that what you were trying to put? Is that what you were trying to do?
Yeah. Hang on one second. Okay, so yeah, I got some accounts here, man.
Okay, let's go.
Let me just try to do a little something here. Okay. So most of these, I don't know if you guys got anything out of like the year 1966, but it seems like the year
Well, that's when it
1960 was the freaking hotbed. Was there any other
Dude, 60s,
beyond that point?
60s, like that, everything happened.
What a time to be alive.
JFK, Mothman, the bridge collapsed.
Yeah.
I was born 68.
In the summer of 69?
Right.
Can you believe it?
Okay. So, well, let's do the grave diggers. So November 12th, 1966. The location was near Clendenin, West Virginia, approximately 80 miles from Point Pleasant. Late afternoon around dusk, there was 5 men digging a grave in the local cemetery. We were finishing up for the day here. Let's set the mood. Hang on. We were finishing up for the day when someone looked up and saw something big, like a massive bird. It was perched upon a tree, in a tree, or maybe a branch. Then it spread its wings. We only saw it for a few seconds, long enough to realize it wasn't just a normal bird. It was bigger than anything we've ever seen before.
Dang it.
One of us thought it looked like a man with its wings.
Dang,
it was
big.
It was silent. And the way it flew felt unnatural, as if it was gliding more than flapping. Can you imagine that being with the boys and
Dude, digging on a grave?
you see some
and then
naked
you look
dude?
up.
Why are you digging a grave?
Yeah, were they
Yeah,
digging somebody? Wait a minute.
Where's
is
the
happening?
backstory on this?
Wait a minute.
Wait, so we were digging a grave.
Wait a minute.
You know,
guys
like
haven't
you
had-
do. It was a Tuesday night.
You guys haven't had...
West Virginia.
That's just like a typical Saturday night for me.
He's like, I know how we can cover up our murder. We'll say we saw something crazy. Get the
Dude.
get the trail off us.
Okay, so that's a debunker right there.
Well, maybe. I don't know if that's a debunker, or maybe the Mothman was there because they
I've got a
murdered
couple
somebody.
of debunkers when
Ooh,
you're
I like
finished.
that one.
Okay. I got Linda and Roger Scarberry.
Mm-hmm.
You got that one?
No.
And Steve Mary Malnet. So this was in November as well, November 15th. So the first one was November 12th, 1966. This is November 15th, just a few days later. The location, the TNT area, an abandoned munitions complex north of Point Pleasant.
Dynamite. Oh,
All
sorry.
surrounding this Point Pleasant. So what was going on in Point Pleasant at the time? You said something was getting destroyed or something like that? A bridge?
It's a cover-up.
Well,
Point,
that's the Point Pleasant
Silver
Bridge collapsed.
But right before it collapsed, they saw Mothman.
Right before it collapsed.
Yeah. Killed
So-
46 people.
Approximately 11:30 p.m. Okay, nighttime. Linda Scarberry, Roger Scarberry, Steve Malnet, and Mary Malnet. The compiled testimony, Linda Scarberry's perspective.
Okay.
Set some ambience, bro. We were just driving out in Roger's car, going through the. I'm gonna sound like a girl. Going through the old TNT area. It was dark, and nobody else was around. Suddenly, we saw two glowing red lights, like eyes, in front of us, by one of the old buildings. As we got closer, we realized that these lights were attached to something at least 6 or 7 feet tall, like a man, but with wings folded against its back. My first thought was that it might be an animal, but it moved towards us, almost lurching. We panicked and took off, but it spread its wings and took flight right beyond our car. No matter how fast Roger drove, 60, 70, nearly 100 miles per hour. What? It seemed to keep up, sometimes swooping over us. We were terrified. This is from Roger's perspective. I could see the eyes in the rearview mirror, red and glowing. It was a reflection from our tail lights. They looked self-illuminated. It makes sense every time we tried to outrun it. It was still right there behind us. We didn't want to hang around. We just kept driving until we got back into town. Steve and Malnet's perspective, they were in the back seat. We were in the back seat. It felt like something out of a nightmare. This huge shape on the road, then up in the air. I remember Mary was crying. We were both ducking down. It was afraid it would crash into it. It didn't flap its wing much. It just sort of glided and soared. We raced to the Mason County Courthouse to tell the sheriff.
Okay.
The group's report filed shortly after midnight on November 16th.
They was on
Drew
drugs.
significant attention from local law enforcement, who immediately went out to investigate, but found no definitive evidence.
They were all high on acid.
They were high.
That sounds like a wow.
Then we got a couple anonymous ones. We'll do that right after the break.
Yeah, so we'll go over anonymous ones right after the break, and then we'll go over some debunking efforts of this.
Hey, if this podcast doesn't work out, we could do like sound effects.
We could
Oh,
do
that was
sound
great.
effects.
Yeah.
That was great.
So, all right, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us after the break. We got to pay the bills. We got skills to pay the bills. We got to keep the lights on, keep the mics going, so everybody can watch this show.
Keep the sound effects coming.
Yeah, keep the sound effects going. And We're talking about Mothman. Joey's got some more eyewitness accounts, and we're going to talk about some debunking efforts. I'm going to throw it to Josephina.
Then we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep. Let me
Wrap it up with some Mothman.
So this was a rural resident near Route 62 around the same time, early December 1966, roughly. November to early December. So this one was
Do it in your Indian accent.
okay.
Oh, good one. Which he sang with
I was
Celine Dion.
taking out the trash around 10 o'clock p.m.
It's like
I heard a
Russian.
whoosh over my head. When I looked up, I saw a large shape, maybe a weak span of 10 feet. Guiding past the street light, I could not make out its face, but I saw the glow of its eyes, Baji. I ran back inside. I didn't want to stick around.
It's a Russian Indian.
Wow.
All right, this is a local farmer, name withheld by request. So this guy
Okay.
didn't want.
So do the local farmer accent.
All right, hang on one second. Here, give
You
me
want me
some.
to do
And
it?
this is West
Let me do it.
Virginia.
Let me do it.
Oh, he
Hand
does
me-
a
You
good.
got-
He
Hand,
does,
hand me the thing.
he does a good rural one.
Okay, we got it.
He plays a D&D character.
On TV?
That's,
Oh, yeah,
Spanish,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
My dog started barking wildly at something out in the fields. I grabbed my flashlight and saw a tall figure in the distance. It had these reflective eyes. Before I could get a better look, It took off into the sky. There wasn't any sound except for the rustling of wings.
Oh yeah.
That was a bit much.
Wait, that was the Mothman.
Rustling of wings. And
Rustling of wings says,
There's 3 teams.
hey, if you guys want to get in our Discord and give us a oh yeah,
Yeah, give us a oh yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, the
We'll take
Discord is in the description.
You
want
want to hit the 3 teens, bro? You think you can do a teen's voice right there at the bottom?
Oh yeah, the teens.
Has to be a SoCal voice.
The 3 teens.
gotta be.
Yeah.
We were exploring near the old bunkers. It was right after sundown. We heard this high-pitched screech. Sort of like metal scraping on metal. Then this thing came around the corner. We only saw it for a second, but it had huge wings. We screamed and ran. It still gives me chills to this day.
There you go, man. So what did
I don't know if that was a teen. but-
chilly.
So how did they debunk this, Byron?
Well, here's some debunking efforts.
They used
There's
their
the
brain.
sandhill crane hypothesis, which wildlife experts suggest the Mothman could be misidentified by the sandhill crane.
I mean,
Really?
Look up the sandhill. I've never seen a sandhill
Let's
crane.
look it up.
Was the sandhill crane has red markings around its eyes with a very large wingspan. So they're deep. So they're saying well, I don't know if sandhill cranes are around West Virginia,
It's a big white bird.
but is it in West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Where do they hang out?
This reminds me of an episode of
Sirens.
Scooby-Doo. And it was
Wait a minute. Yeah, how
Scooby-Doo.
wait a minute.
Let's see.
Old man Withers?
Yes.
Sandhill cranes are not officially found in West Virginia, but there have been unconfirmed reports of sightings.
Okay. All right. Next is barn owls. They have a red eye shine
True.
at night. The reflection of light in a barn owl's eyes could explain the glowing effect.
That's true.
Okay. And then there's media hype. Critics argue that the legend grew due to sensationalist reporting and the human tendency to connect unrelated events.
That's also true.
That just sounds like a bunch of garbage to me.
I believe in the Mothman.
Point Pleasant today, let's see, the town celebrates a legend with an annual Mothman festival. I'd go to that.
Yeah, let's go to it.
Attracting thousands of cryptid enthusiasts. There's also a 12-foot Mothman statue that was erected in 2003,
That's awesome.
solidifying its place in folklore.
That's so cool.
Similar creatures have been reported worldwide, including during the disasters like Chernobyl and 9/11.
We got another.
So maybe they do warn us of tragedy.
We got one more eyewitness
Oh,
testimony.
we got an eyewitness. Okay, well,
Curtis
hold on.
is
Let me
gonna
go to the
read it.
cameras here.
Daggum, it was about 10 o'clock p.m., said a local fisherman, Billy Bob Singleton, when I peeked out my window and saw the giant fella. He looked like he borrowed wings from a pterodactyl, rummaging through my trash cans. Bright red eyes, real polite, though, gave me a little wave before taking off. My wife thought I was seeing things again, but I pointed to the empty Twinkie wrappers on the ground.
Twinkies?
I hollered out, "Hey there, you old Mothman, you gotta repent if you're rummaging through my rubbish." Then he flapped his wings and soared straight up, but not before saluting a good book I had in my hand. Honest to goodness, Mothman's a Twinkie thief and apparently quite gentle oddball. I think that was a fictional story.
That was the best one, though.
Joey just wrote that.
Absolutely.
That was a good one.
I mean, that was Billy Bob Singleton.
Billy Bob Singleton.
Yeah.
Was that really Billy Bob Singleton?
No,
Ain't
that
got
was
no
made up.
gas
That
in
was
it.
made up.
The other one's a real.
Hey
That
guys,
was,
just for your information, that was made up.
that was fake.
Ain't got no
But it
gas
sounded
in
good.
It did.
It sounded like the best one.
I think-
Twinkies, come on.
Twinkies. I didn't.
Who doesn't
I
like
didn't
a
have
good
time to read
Twinkie?
it beforehand, so it was.
I
I heard Twinkies will. You did what?
I just forced it. I was like, read this testimony. It's totally fictional.
Let's see. Oh, that I don't need to read that. That's crazy.
What is
That's
I
crazy.
was gonna-
That part's crazy.
Yeah, no.
That part's crazy.
No, I just read my notes. Podcast angles. You can take
Daggum.
this angle.
Twinkie thief.
The angle is historical context, eyewitness stories. We've done that. Disaster connections, always.
Yeah.
And the pop culture influence. And then you got skeptic versus believer debate.
Well, what do you guys think?
I think something happened. I mean, people wouldn't come up with just. I mean, they saw something.
Right.
Now, whether, I mean, of course, somebody has identified it as a Mothman because of Batman influence, and the media did that. But they reported 2 people, hey, I saw this thing.
Yeah.
It was in the air. It had huge wings. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to discount somebody's eyewitness testimony.
Well, and it all looks the same, too. They're all describing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if these guys had heard about the Mothman before, but it seems like there could be something at work in the area because, and it looks like it all culminated in the Point Pleasant Bridge collapsing. So it could just be, hey, he was sent here at this time to, ease the passing or something. Seemed like it wasn't, it was scary, but it wasn't like,
yeah.
evil.
I don't think it's caused
Yeah.
thing. I think it's and that's why it was called the prophecies, because it comes before some catastrophe.
Also, guys, keep in mind these are theories.
Yeah, of course.
No, it's fact.
So what do
Yeah.
you think of the Mothman, Jason?
I think, I mean,
Is it a warning from the beyond, a misunderstood bird, or something else?
Somebody send me a Mothman hat.
Oh,
I think it's a mystical being from a different dimension
Yes.
I kind of like that theory. Yeah.
collecting our mothballs.
And Twinkies.
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 Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So 67, the Silver Bridge collapsed, right?
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah. So in late 1966-67, Point Pleasant was swept up in eerie excitement over the Mothman sightings, mainly around the abandonment WW2 TNT plant. Locals reported strange lights in the sky, odd phone calls, and visits from mysterious men in black. The town was already on edge,
We should
and
karaoke that
many
one.
people were praying for safety as rumors spread that these events could be a divine warning of disaster. Then, on December 15th, 1967, the Silver Bridge collapsed during rush hour, killing 46 people. Many took this tragedy as confirmation that the sightings were a foreboding omen, while skeptics dismissed it as a coincidence. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's interesting, dude.
Very.
I don't know why that would be. So if you ever see the Mothman, don't go over a bridge.
Right. Or, go get your family and get in the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see the moth, something's about to happen. But why this area?
Better question, why not this area?
I mean,
Because
is
of
it like,
bridges.
is it, you know how, what's that thing called, ley lines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which-
Spiritual ley lines.
Yeah, where things like if it crosses over and that's like a hyper place where there's energy.
Paranormal activity stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if the ley lines are crossed there.
You ever read the book American Gods?
No, I have not.
Have you
So,
seen the movie?
I read the Bible.
Yeah, the show. The book American Gods, written by Neil Gaiman.
Neil Diamond.
Gaiman, something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Wow. The singer.
He talks about how roadside attractions are places of worship in America, and so he's like, people go
Like the big ball of yarn.
Yeah, exactly.
That thing.
Yeah, or House on the Rock in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
It's a
So-
place of worship?
Well, you think about it. You go, you pay your money, you go look around, you give your attention, you give your respect, and that kind of stuff. And it
That makes sense.
That's
brings people
interesting.
in. So,
That's true.
Have you seen the ball of yarn?
No.
Okay.
up in
I have.
Weston, there's like a big ball of twine or
Yeah.
rubber band or something like that.
I have seen Paul Bunyan.
Have you? Like,
Yeah,
really?
the big statue
Oh.
with his ox babe.
Yeah, I did go to the Corn Palace. That was disappointing.
There was a curse on the land, supposedly.
By
So
the Native
local
Americans?
lore. Yeah, local lore holds that in the
The
late
Indians.
1700s. Shawnee leader Chief Cornstalk
Told you.
What?
peacefully
What?
visiting Fort Randolph in the Point Pleasant area was betrayed and killed by colonial soldiers. As he lay dying, legend says he pronounced
That's a
a
good
curse on
band.
the land,
Come on, Joey.
vowing it would know misfortune for generations. Though
That's
no
it.
That's it.
written record confirms his exact words, many locals blame everything from the floods to the 67 Silver Bridge collapse.
How about I'm not moving there?
And even the
Yeah.
Mothman sightings, the curse of the Chief Cornstalk. Chief Cornstalk, bro.
Wait a minute.
Cornstalk.
Who named? Surely the chief didn't name himself Cornstalk.
Well, of course he did.
I mean, come on. What was his real
I mean,
native name?
If you could choose your Indian name, mine would be two boulders and sequoia
Mine would
tree.
be Chief Bouncy Rock.
Bouncy Rock. Yeah.
Mm.
There you go. Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
I mean, you name it. So I'm
Speaking of-
I'm going Indian curse. Bro.
I'm going the Cur. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Thanks for bringing that home.
We found it.
We found it.
Boom.
Speaking of bouncy rock, you know your testicles was basically the home of your children.
Yeah, you
They're
birthed
just
them
sitting there
first.
bouncing around.
Yeah. We should do an episode on sirens.
Love it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we got to.
Hey.
I hope somebody got something out of this episode. Or Lil Guapo is going to rip us a new one for this
There's
one.
going to be
this is a
some
fun
story
one.
we didn't know.
What?
No, we have to have these.
Well, sure.
You know, after we're gonna have
We're gonna have your series,
several.
your King James. And
Yeah, we're gonna have some really boring ones, and then we're gonna have some fun ones.
yeah. People get used to it. Come on.
Yeah, bro.
I think the sound effects were on point.
I
This
think
is-
yeah.
This is for our AD&D listeners. Or
AD&D.
ADD listeners.
ADC, ACDC listeners.
There you go. This was
Just
for
put
you.
it on in the
Oh
background.
my gosh.
And send me a hat, a Mothman hat.
Yeah, send. Yeah, what's the? Shout that address. out.
P.O. Box 68, Peculiar, Missouri 64078. If you're in the Kansas City area and need a home inspection, go to Just in Time
Just in
Inspection.
time.
Thank you, Justin, for the hat. And yeah.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you know what? I forgot to read the question of the week.
Oh, you did.
On this episode and the last episode, but
We'll
the
start
polling, no, it's still going to be out there.
Okay.
I just am not reading it here. So if you like to answer the question of the week, just scroll below on this episode that you're listening to and vote for the answer that you think is for the question of the week. So there you go. Make sure you visit our website, bottomofthat.com. Check out our blog for all our show notes and resource material, and you'll be able to probably find the Mothman there as well. Also, visit our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I keep calling it Twitter, it's X. And TikTok as well. If you're listening on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute, you like this episode, do me a favor, like this episode, share it, and also leave a comment. That way the algorithm is going to feed this to other people that like to hear weird stuff. And if you're listening on any other podcasting platform like Amazon, Apple, or iHeartRadio, please turn on notifications and click the follow button. And on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. Although one guy did give us a 1-star because he hated our show. But please give us a 5-star, yeah. And so you'll never miss when we publish an episode. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, for our listeners, you can tell Alexa to play Let's Get to the Bottom of That, and it will just play in the background. So
Yeah.
we're on the because we're on Amazon, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Let's Get to the Bottom of That, and it just, you can just get all of our episodes.
I think we're big time
Just
now.
yeah, just like that. Hey, if you didn't like this episode, I appreciate you hanging around and listening this long to the Mothman Prophecies. And you can tune in next week. You might hear Jason say this.
Birds aren't real.
Oh, he did it again.